Alright, I'm about to get started on wiring up the wipers. And here's my wiper switch. My truck, when I bought it, did not have a wiper switch in it, so I had to buy a new one, which really sucked. For whatever reason, this wiper switch was $100. And there's sort of a breakdown of, it depends on the year of the truck. My truck is a 77. And I believe it's either 76, 77 or 77 and 78. But there's something like only 2 years that they use this particular switch. And that's why it's so expensive. If you were to go with like a 73 through 75 or something like that, the switch is like $30. Same with like 79 and through 81, the switch is like $30, and 81 through 87, it's like 25, 30 bucks. But for whatever reason, well, I guess it was a limited use of this switch. Mine was $100. So I'm extra careful with this switch. And the reason that there was no wiper switch in this truck was because one of the previous owners took all the dash and the gauge bezel and all that. They took it out of a later model, like an 81 through 87 truck, in which case the wiper switch is not located down here just above the headlight switch. It's here on the turn signal switch. And they weren't even smart. They didn't even know how to get the little plunger out of the headlight switch, so they just cut through the plastic bezel so they could just slide it over. And of course that plastic bezel covered up where the wiper switch was, so it wasn't even in the truck. So yeah, that's just my little rant. I'm just still not happy that I had to spend $100 on this switch. So nonetheless, I'm gonna get my switch installed and then start working on the wiring. Okay, on my 1977, the 12-volt feed wire is this yellow and black wire. Now, like I said in one of the earlier videos, you'll need like a Chilton's or a Haynes manual or a factory service manual, something to help you figure out all this wiring. So, but like I said, this is the 12-volt feed wire. I'm going to take the wiper feed wire from the kit, which is this white wire, and I'm just going to use a butt connector in this area. In fact, for most of these wires, I'm just going to use a butt connector. But what I've done is labeled these wires. I cut a little bit off of that 12-volt wire. See, I just wrote 12-volt in, but I cut a little section off of that wire. And but on this other tag, in my little diagnostic manual, this was on page 12-31, which showed me all these little different wires, and they really correspond to the same color wires as what's in here inside the cab. Now there are 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. I believe one of these, this black one, is a ground wire, and I've got a little ground terminal right there on my parking brake bracket. So basically I'm just gonna splice these in wire for wire, and honestly kind of hope that it works. So we'll see how this goes, but I'll get started on it and I'll keep filming as I'm working on it.